Well, what's going on, everybody? We just got home working not too long ago. Ethan's doing some work on the charger. We'll let you get with you here in a second, let you know what we're doing with that. Still tinkering with the Hemi. Got some more stuff off of it. By the time I get it tore down the rest of the way, I'll do another video on that as far as what else we found. And kind of tell you what we're going to do with it. So when we got the car, the Pursuit, we already knew that it had a power steering leak going on with it, and you could top it off like once a month, and then it got down to twice a week to once a week. So we figured it was time to take care of it. So right now Ethan's underneath there getting the lines broke loose. We got the new line up there ready to go. So you got to get everything off to the passenger side, because the power steering setup is underneath the passenger fender well area, which makes it fun to top the fluid off every time you gotta to top it off. So replacing the hose, that'll take care of the leak. We're looking at the front end and some things going on with it. The lower control arm on this thing is gone. I mean, you can sit there and pull it back and forth. I mean, there is nothing there. So we're going to change that out. And then we also noticed that the inner tie rod is bent a little bit. So that might be something for this weekend. But for now, we're going to take care of the leak, try to change out the lower control arm on it, and kind of go from there. And I also found out, guys, that that power steering setup is not cheap. I looked it up online last night. I was looking for a hose. That unit is about $848. So we're fixing the leak so we don't burn it up.
An old towel.
Another old towel. Or pieces of the same old towel.
I don't know which way this comes out.
Well, that was fun. Got the new line in. Of course, you have to weed it all up through here. Not a whole lot of room. But we got it. So anyway, I was talking about the lower control arm earlier. So bolts up there, strut bolts into there, ball joint up in there, and there's where the inner tie rod's been a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I can see where the alignment would be off just here, but it drives straight down the road. That's what's funny. But yeah, we're going to be replacing that. And even if you could, push in and out on there so we can see show them how bad that is. So yeah, she's wore out. Well, getting ready to leave our local auto parts store. I had to get a set of intake gaskets for it as well. We noticed that it's leaking a little bit, so go ahead and get those changed out. I'm getting ready to head back to the house. Ethan is starting to tear the front end apart so we can take the lower control arm. So let's get back over there and see how far along he is. say the auto parts store is not far from my house. It's literally not far from my house. And right now we're getting ready to turn the corner and hit the driveway already. Minutes exactly. Well, how's it going underneath there?
Not too shabby.
Got it out, and she's kind of poo-barred. So a little bit on the toasty side.
And it was just wallering itself there.
So here's the new one. Now we were going to try to use the one we had put away. Save a little cabbage, but it didn't work out. They're basically the same length from hole to hole. It's a 1/2 inch different here on the end between the old one and the new one. And the strut placement drops a little further than what it does on this one. Now we could have used it in an emergency pinch, but it would throw everything off about a 1/2 inch out of whack. So we just went ahead and opted out, got the new one. We'll put that one off to the side, and that'll go on my charger. So let's get this thing in there. It's getting dark. Just about all the way through. There you go.
Like the best wrenching.
That's all right. Down home blue collar wrenching.
Because the wheel speed sensor's in my way.
Well, we got the new lower control arm in, all ready to go. So we're gonna leave the wheel off for now, and he's got the battery disconnected. We're gonna go ahead and pop the intake off of this, find out where it's leaking at. If it's the intake itself, is it the MDS blank plugs we've got in there, and just kind of go from there. Yep, found the problem.
soaked in oil.
Looks like it was leaking out of the back one pretty hard. It was leaking on the back too, and the oil seal as well. So we're gonna get all this cleaned up, put some new seals on her, and put her back together. Well, there's a little bit of oil coming out of that.
Just a little bit.
I don't think that's going back in.
Maybe not.
Nah. Haven't put one back in yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those oil seals are gone.
Well, no, these are pretty flat too.
Yeah. All right, new seals, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the new ones in. So the intake's ready to go back on. Ethan's still doing some cleaning there. And as soon as he gets that done, we'll get it reinstalled. Well, Ethan got as much as he could get out of it.
It's clean enough to where if something's still leaking, we'll be able to find out. But it's gonna be as good as it's gonna get for now.
Ethan's got the intake back on, cold air intake back on. Hopefully got most of the leaks taken care of. I think that's what it was. Just needs some new intake gaskets on her.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that would lead you to believe that it was coming from the MDS things, but honestly, the whole valley was puddled up, so there was really no way to tell.
Oh, that insulation pad that was underneath there soaked up a lot.
Yeah. So.
And what's funny is, though, we really haven't done any maintenance to this car since we've had it.
Zero.
We put two
First
tires
time
on the
it's been
front.
jack stands was yesterday since
Yeah.
we've owned it.
So, I mean, we put two tires on the front, and that's been it. And we've been all over the place with it, and been checking the oil, and the oil's been sitting kind of where it's supposed to be at. And
it's been basically at the top of the safe zone ever since we bought the car. Never had an issue.
You know, so it's just one of those things that it just slowly, I guess, started getting worse, and we caught it in time, and a good deal. But other than that, guys, he's got put the bottom plastic on, put the tire back on, start her up, drive her around a little bit, and that's basically going to be it for today. Hope everybody has a good weekend. We'll get more in depth on the donor engine for the Lark once I get it tore down, and like I said before, give you all an idea of what we're going to be doing with it and basically what we're not going to use out of it. So, in that, guys, you have a good one, a safe one, and we'll see you down the road.